mindset. Like, seriously, bro, we gotta bring back being embarrassed to getting into trouble, going to jail, going to prison. We gotta bring back being embarrassed to
OG got the from the back with the knife to his throat and he pulling his hair like this.
Hey, Smooth, tell me, yo, something wrong with y'all's mindset. Like, seriously, bro, we gotta bring back being embarrassed to getting into trouble, going to jail, going to prison. We gotta bring back being embarrassed of humiliating your family, your dogs. We gotta bring that back, bro. Y'all people, y'all get arrested. You see your face on Broward mugshot. You see your shit on Miami-Dade shit. If your guys repost that shit, if your dogs repost that shit, they screenshot that shit and make it as their profile picture. Something wrong with you, yo. You gotta be, something wrong with you. You get locked up, you get this, and you putting that shit anywhere, trying to get an album out, and you posting your mugshot. Fam, you posting your mugshot? Cuz, that shit not, you heard me? Something up with you, cuz, like, be real. Think about it deeply. Streets, think about it, cuz. You putting your mugshot. I remember back in the day, cuz you got in trouble, you had a mugshot out. Nigga, you was sick. You didn't want nobody to, your dog cut a mugshot, your pot, your uncle, your mugshot come out. Nigga, you was embarrassed, cuz. My brother, I ain't gonna lie, my brother I grew up with, bro, locked up for murder, cuz. Murder. When everybody who was posting his mugshot, nigga, I was saying delete that shit. One, he don't even put you for real. Two, he wouldn't want his mugshot out there, stupid ass shit. I look like screenshotting my brother mugshot, posting it, yo, bro, free my dog, like, blah, blah, blah. That's embarrassing, yo. I wouldn't even put his face out there, bro. Y'all boys tripping, yo. If a nigga, yo, you heard me? Nigga, I'm smoother than that, but look, if I ever, and y'all niggas post my mugshot, cuz, no, that shit not cool, bro.
For some people, posting a mugshot is the same as posting somebody's graduation picture. There is a huge group of people that believe that a mugshot is on the same level as a graduation picture. Free my bro. Yo, shout out to my bro. Yo, free the guys. Bro, that's not cool. You are showing your homie, whomever, that they have a membership to Booty Warrior Jail. I tell y'all all the time. Now, I mean, like, it sounds so cool to sit down and you know, you doing push-ups and you being a tough guy, but they never tell you the other sides of prison or jail. You know what I mean? I actually got one of my bros that he did some time or whatever back in the day when we was younger, and I told him that I want to do an interview on him on my podcast. So if y'all want to see that, whatever, comment below. I want to see that. All right. But again, back to this. At what point in time are we going to stop acting like doing time is a badge of honor? But we're going to get into the weeds of what jail and prison actually has, because these rappers have glorified it and made it seem as if it's such the place to be. It's Disney World.
The only reason that I didn't get in prison, you know what? I didn't get raped. Yeah, that's the word. Raped. Took. Fast. The only reason. It ain't cause, one reason it wasn't cause I was tough. Tough don't make you shit in the penitentiary. It ain't a nigga in that motherfucker tough enough for shit. Any nigga come home and tell you he was a tough man in prison, he a lying motherfucker. Ain't no tough niggas in prison. It ain't no badder than everybody nigga in prison. Never. The only thing, nothing happened to me in prison cause one reason. Cause God was on my side. And I knew that. I just told you I grew up in church. And that's how I knew why nothing happened to me. It ain't nothing about me being tough. Nothing about me. I ain't have enough muscles in that motherfucker. I ain't have enough heart, enough fight in me to stop 6 or 7 niggas when they want some ass. And that's what they coming to get, regardless of what you say. Yeah, you young niggas don't know. They taking you young niggas, I'm telling y'all something. They taking you young boys like that. Y'all go down there thinking y'all tough. The next day you walking down the hall with a diaper on.
So real quick, I want to give a shout out to Mandy Lil Slim Goody T on Instagram. Y'all go follow her. This is her Instagram right here. She basically says she made $500. She already cashed out $100. Y'all can read the messages right here. Now, I mean, and I basically asked her, hey, is it okay if I post this and all that? And here's her screenshots of her earnings and then how much she cashed out. All right. So the downside of this, because there got to be a downside, right? The downside is you have to play games on your phone. And I know a lot of people don't like to play games on your phone, but this is easy money. Now, I mean, so just try it out. And when you click my link, click the link in the description below or the link in the comment section below, you start out with a free $5. It's crazy every time I think about it. So just try it out, see if it's for you. An extra $100 could pay a bill or two, know what I mean? And when you start making money, send me a screenshot of your cash out so I could give you a shout out on my podcast as well. All right, y'all, back to the video. Yo, listen, man. If you want to be tough, there's so many other ways to prove you're tough. If you want to be tough, you trying to prove it to yourself. There's so many ways to be tough. You want the people you know to think you tough. There's so many other ways to be tough outside of a possibility of having to give your booty up. There's so many other ways, bro. You could join a boxing gym. You could join the military. Do some type of martial. There's so many things. Be tough for your family. You know what I mean? Somebody run in the crib, defend them. There's so many other ways you can be tough outside of, man, I'm so tough, I'm going to commit all these crimes, possibly wind up behind bars with a big burly dude doing push-ups all day, and I possibly might have to give my booty up if 5 of them run in here, but I'm tough enough to withstand whatever they want to do. I'm with it. I'm going to give it up like a G. Wait a goddamn second. Yeah, bro, I did 15 to 20, and I'm right here. Bro, you did 15 to 20 years? I got some questions. Did you ever get compromised? Did you ever get compromised? I'm not saying this happens to everybody, but to my guys that sit here and act like committing crimes is so cool, free the guys, posting up mugshots as if they're graduation pictures, I need you guys to think about this. That's beyond scared straight content right there. Only reason why his booty ain't get took was because God.
Over up into the pen. You don't know me. I'm like that.
I done deadass seen grown men actually say stuff like this. 50 plus AARP magazines in the mail right now. But before we get on to that, 30,000, bitch. 30,000. 30,000 of y'all actually followed me. Thank you. Back to our regularly scheduled bullshit. You're not tough because you've been to prison, bro. You're dumb. And no, you're not dumb because you've been to prison. You're dumb because you're using the fact that you've been to prison as a badge. I know plenty of dudes you would never think, who definitely been to jail before. They don't talk about that time period in their life because it's an embarrassment. Congratulations, you had a bunch of grown men telling you when you could piss, when you could take a smash, when you could go eat, when you could go to sleep. But you were tough as a bitch in there, though. That's one of them things we definitely need to be leaving in the past. At the end of the day, it's going to be some kids who really actually look at you for whatever strange reason. They going to take that as some level of an example. Like, nah, if I actually get caught up on some bullshit, it's cool. Just go to jail. I'll be all right. Like, yeah, you're going to be all right. But
sit down, do the time. Yeah, you're going to be sitting down. You're going to be sitting down on something that's rock solid. You know what I mean? That was crazy. But y'all need to know. Y'all need to know all sides, bro. Before you out here trying to run the streets.
Not ever go to jail, bro. Not to go to jail, but then have to fight your way back after all of that. I see stuff like that. I realize not all of us can be leaders, bro. Some boys got to get left by the wayside. If you don't understand that being in prison at some point in time is not cool, it's not a flex, don't talk to the kids, bro. Don't. Go live your life and leave them alone. Give them 0 pieces of advice. If we being for real, you look like a clown.
And that's one of the things. So people that don't want people to possibly repeat what they did, they talk about like prison. They talk about it's in the same box. All of this is in the same box in my eyes as being from the trenches. You will talk to somebody that's not from the hood and be like, you ain't from the trenches. You ain't from the hood. Pay attention to the way I'm saying it, like you did something wrong. Why are we glorifying poverty? Why are we glorifying the fact that our parents were struggling? I get it. It's the struggle. You know, it builds character. But why talk down on somebody that their parents did good? This is exactly why I see a lot of kids that grew up with gold spoons in their mouth try to be somebody that's coming from poverty. You got dudes that's in the NBA. Perfect example, Ja Morant. Son got millions of dollars. He's a superstar in the NBA. You could literally find videos of him growing up. He grew up in a great circumstance. And he wants to act like a little street dude. When are we going to stop glorifying the streets? When are we going to stop glorifying jail as a graduation? I'm a lot different. When people be like, yo, free such and such. Why? Why are we freeing him? Don't get me wrong. Some people got, you know, these crazy times and all that. But why do y'all want to free him? He killed somebody's child. He robbed a mama. Killed the old lady. It ain't no free him. But again, instead of the culture holding these people accountable, we say here, as soon as you get locked up for doing some bullshit, free you. Then you get out, and now it's like, Yo, bro, I can't believe that you got kids looking up to that.
That is not a flex. He in there talking about he ain't got no money problems. That's about $200 in commissary. How the hell you ain't got no money problems? You got a whole lot of problems. You can't pay no bills with that amount of money on the streets. That's about $200 in commissary. Let alone you got freedom problems. And I ain't trying to shit on nobody that's locked up, but you got to realize, man, trying to be cool in prison and show off some commissary that your loved ones might have sent you ain't no flex. And don't get it twisted. You do have people that hustle in prison and are penitentiary rich. But at the end of the day, if you got to be there, flex trying to say that you was looking out for your kids, sending money home to your mama and your family. And then you got guys trying to show off how much commissary they got to the female guards. Like, you see me eating good, like she gonna choose you because you got a bunch of ramen noodles and summer dogs. The worst of it all, these dudes be stealing their mama shine. They mama out here working 2 jobs to support their ass behind bars. You should send her a video showing her how much you trying to change so you don't got to go back and put her through that.
My girl BB camera's up top. The camera's up top. I like my girl BB Phillips.
Now, listen up, kids. This is prison. You see all these people with all kinds of shit.
Bro, look at his tattoos. These tattoos are ridiculous. That's one thing I never really understood. Like, why do y'all go to prison? Blueface low-key just did that. Why do y'all go to prison and tat y'all faces like this? Like, one day you got to be free and get acclimated back to the real world. And then y'all be having like these company logos on your face. Is this a part of the initiation? Are y'all forced into this? What would make somebody put these kind of tattoos on your face? Don't get me wrong. I am a tatted up brother. I don't know if y'all know, but I got tats everywhere. You know what I mean? My chest, my leg, you know what I mean? My stomach. I got tats. But my face? Maybe the neck, maybe. But your face? And then it's like, all right, boom, a dude get a tattoo right here and be like, you know, it was my loved one, whatever. But y'all get a tattoo, a pink tattoo right here, a kissy face tattoo, somebody's face over here, writing all over, a spider right here. Like, what are you doing? I ain't gonna hold you. Like, some things deserve a little bit of judgment. You tatted like that, I ain't gonna hold you. I'm gonna look at you a little strange. If we just sit there in regular conversation, I'm gonna look at you and, how much time you did? Folks, please don't make that mistake. Don't make that mistake of doing this to your face, man. This is OD. Not saying he can't get acclimated back to the real world and nothing like that, but I'm just saying, like, what brings you to this point?
Shanks and weapons? That's how dangerous prison is. And trust me, it does not matter how tough you are or what hands you have. You can go to prison and 3 people with a knife are gonna take you out. It's not a game, it's not a joke, it don't make you cool going to prison. I know you probably see this video, you're like, oh, they look like they're having fun. Trust me, each and every one of them is truly miserable and wishes they were home. I've seen some of the biggest, toughest dudes go to prison thinking they are the shit, and they end up getting their life took. I've also seen little 18-year-old kids go into prison trying to build a street name, and they get taken out too.
But that is the crazy cycle of the street culture to me. The criminal culture to me. That is the craziest, like, part of it. The cycle. People are extremely tough on the streets. They think they're untouchable. You're sitting here making other people's lives hard because you don't want to act right. You think this is tough. You know what I mean? Then you get caught. Then you get caught and get put in prison. And then complain about or cry at court. And I just be at home watching these videos like, what did you think was going to happen? You falling in your mom's arms. What did you think was going to happen? Life has cause and effect. You do this, there's a possibility this could happen. Or another one, you sitting here running drills, doing drive-bys with your homies, breaking into houses, one of your homies get killed. And you're like, yo, bro, like, long live my heart. Yo, this one is hard. Yo, this one is tough. Bro, what did you think was going to happen? You think y'all have infinite lives? Do you think bullets only go in one direction? Cause and effect. If this is what if this is the game y'all have decided to play on your life, these are the high possibilities. Like if I go to school to learn how to be a plumber, it's a high possibility I'm gonna wind up fixing a toilet. High. If you're breaking into houses, shooting at people, robbing people, there's a high possibility you are going to have to fight for your ass one day. Your booty. That's a risk y'all are willing to take. All for a quick come up and a nice IG post because you finally got some money. Viewers' discretion is advised. This story is not for the sensitive ears. I listened to this video before I put it in this video, and let me just say, yeah. You know what I mean? So you might want to skip ahead maybe like 2 minutes into this video if you got sensitive ears, all right? Because this is one of those moments that you're like, what? All right? But to all my other people, let's hear this.
OG got the from the back with the knife to his throat, and he pulling his hair like this from the back. Got him like this with the knife. And the killer,
Melvin, you know how I feel? To slice a nigga throat.
And why he dying? You busting a nut.
And boom, he do a little fart on the arm, like a loud one.
And I remember the OG that was standing behind him just had a face like I'm finna get this, bro. He kind of like hit him up like, oh, you think that's funny? We call those mating calls.
And here, yeah, nigga, a nigga fuck you in your ass.
That's you telling me that it's hot and ready.
And you farted in my motherfucking face. That's turning me on.
You prison niggas losing the plot. This shit's insane. Nigga talking about you fart, that's a mating call? What? Are you crazy? Yeah, hell nah, bro. Don't do no petty crimes around me. I'm snitching. I cannot take no chances. None. No chances are being taken around me at all. You run a red light, I'm telling the nearest officer. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. Don't get caught doing shit around me. Don't even let me find out you stole something from a store when you were 8 years old. You're cooked. You're cooked. Next time I see a cop, excuse me, officer. Like, I'm not playing. I gotta be on my A game 24/7 now because I cannot be.
A fart is a mating call to some guys in prison. Come on. That's the place y'all going? That's the place that you want me to look at you as if you're tough because you spent 5 to 20 years, you know what I mean, at the holiday booty call, mating call in. That's where you spent time. It tells me a lot about you, bro. The craziest people, the people I really look at sideways, the people that constantly go back. Like what? Like you don't get it or you like it. It's one or the other, bro. It's one or the other. Listen, man, there's nothing cool about going to prison. There's nothing cool about going to jail. There's nothing nice about having a mugshot. There's nothing cool about it at all. At all. You know what's cool? Family photos. You know what's cool? A graduation photo. You know what's cool? You closing on a property, holding that big key. That's cool. Your hard work pays off. Now you can take vacation pictures. A picture by the beach is cool. A damn picture before you spend time behind bars where people are turned on by your farts is not a damn goal. That is not cool. Life is not a game. You do not just keep getting tries. Said this in the video yesterday. You cannot excuse your way out of your irresponsibleness. Some things you are going to eventually have to face because you are bullshitting life. And the ones that kill me the most, like when I first moved from New York to Georgia, that was like the weirdest move I think a kid could go through. I was so confused. So I come from New York, right? I'm originally from, I was born, I'll basically give you my background, because I tell you I'm from New York a lot. So I was born in Brooklyn I was born at Kings County Hospital, and my mom, she lived on Newkirk while I was real young. I think probably until I was like 3 or 4 maybe. And then we moved to Staten Island. Now, I mean, shout out to the Wu-Tang. Moved to Staten Island. And we had like a, like a townhouse or something like that. No, we had an apartment. And then eventually we moved into a townhouse, a couple years later. On the weekends, I was spending the weekends with my dad. My dad lived in Harlem. At first he was living somewhere in Brooklyn, and then years later, he moved to Harlem or whatever, and I'd be in the projects in Harlem. Know what I mean? So that's where I really got my experience of, the projects. But I knew what the projects looked like. I knew what to expect in the projects. Staten Island also has its projects. So, me meeting friends at school, and maybe we go out somewhere or whatever, and we got to stop in the projects. So I knew what struggle looked like, and to me, struggle looked like a struggle environment. It almost was involuntary to face certain things, right? Because of the environment. Everybody here is struggling. Look at the building. Look at the metal the metal slide at the park. Like, you're burning as you're sliding that. Like, this, it just comes with it, But you find enjoyment in there. I remember going to my pop's house, on the weekends, and there used to be blackouts in Harlem. And during a blackout, it's basically no electricity on the whole block. There's no electricity. Know what I mean? So my pops, I want to say he lived on like the 30-something floor, or it was like the 20-something floor. I don't really remember. But I remember we would walk pitch black. I mean, the hallways, because the elevator don't work. Hallways is pissy. You know what I mean? We all just carrying big, grocery bags all the way up the stairs. Get up into the apartment or whatever. We all got to sit on the terrace. You know what I mean? Basically the balcony, and, get some air, because it's mad hot in the apartment. You talking about a blackout in the summer. Like, and New York summers get very hot, So, again, I've got my experience in the struggle, had my experience with it. My pops in 2005 moved to Georgia. I was still living in New York with my moms, right? I'm living with my moms, but I'm seeing my dad post pictures of the house that he living in. I'm like, yo, I go visit him on the summers now, and I'm like, y'all living large. Y'all got this huge house. I'm talking about they had a huge, they had certain spaces that were for nothing. Like, I remember they had this one big empty space. They never put any furniture in. They just had space. Coming from New York, I never even lived in a place that had AC for real. Like, you know what I mean? Like, had a working furnace, all that. Like, it was always like fans or, just stuff like that. Or a working dishwasher. What do you call that? Washer and dryer in your apartment or your house. I'll go to my dad's house. They got all of this. A working dishwasher blew my mind. I've never seen a dishwasher work. Like, I looked like a runaway slave when I first seen it. I was like, what? And these are the buttons? Whoa, it turns on. This is crazy. Yo, in New York, none of the dishwashers used to work, at least when I was growing up. Now, but anyways, so boom, fast forward to about 2010, 2011-ish. I moved to Georgia. Now, I moved to Georgia to live with my pops, because my dad figured this would be better for me. I was cutting up a lot when I lived in New York or whatever. My mom couldn't really handle the phase that I was in. And plus, I'm finally going into high school. So my last 4 years, it'll be dope if I actually moved out here in 8th grade. 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th is the years I spent out here. And then all my years before that was when I lived in New York. So a lot of people be like, yo, your accent is so strong. People, I did not learn how to talk in Atlanta. You know what I mean? And I didn't try to adapt how they talk in Atlanta. Don't get me wrong, I got some Southern twang to me too. But you don't learn like how to talk in the 8th grade. You don't learn how to talk in high school, But anyways, fast forward, I'm out here and I'm living in these neighborhoods with these, I'm talking about big houses and everything. Front yard, backyard. Now mom and dad is at home. Just for me to go to school, we got to wear uniform. I never wore uniform. I was one of the kids that go to school and my pants were sagging. You know what I mean? I had the skinny jeans at the time. They had the colorful joints, you know what I mean, with the big the big sweater, New York fitted, all that. Now, that was me in New York. Coming out here, we had to wear uniforms. So I'm like, all right, this must be like some preppy stuff, bro. Like, what is this? I get to school. just to find out that all these kids that are living in these big houses are trying to act hood. Everybody is fighting and shooting 15, basically where you fight 15 seconds in the bathroom, organized fights to get in a game. I'm very perplexed because don't get me wrong, in New York, we used to do some nut stuff, don't get me wrong. But where I was living, you wasn't pressured too hard to be in a gang. So for me, don't get me wrong, there was a lot of gang bangers, but you wasn't pressured, like, and it was such a popular thing, and it was kind of like, all right, who's in it, you know, probably from family initiation, whatever. But out here, it felt so forced. It was like these dudes were fiending to gain a name. And I'm scratching my head because I'm like, yo, y'all dudes is going home to 4-bedroom houses with working dishwashers, washing machines and dryers, trying to act tough. It baffled me because I'm like, y'all don't come from a situation that you got to act tough. So that's when I realized, oh, people are choosing this. Like, you got people that do not have to struggle. They are searching for struggle so they could tell a story, and it'll build up the character that people, you know, people around them know them as the tough guy, even though you don't have to do that stuff. Y'all, the weirdest shift I've ever experienced was coming from New York when I used to really see struggle stuff. Like, I remember there were times when we ain't had no water. Now, I mean, we ain't had no water at my house or whatever, and we used to walk down the street where my aunt used to live. And I'm not saying this to, like, now I mean, get any type of word, yeah, that's real struggle. I'm not asking for that. Now, I'm just telling y'all, like, the night and day for me. We used to walk down the street to my aunt's house and get, like, tubs of water. I mean, we got pots of water. Y'all know, like the little containers where kids, like, put they toys and stuff. We'll fill that up with water. Now I mean, and my cousin get one side, I get the other side, and we trying to book it to the crib, now I mean, without spilling the water out and before the water get too cold so we could go take showers at our spot. So going from that, and this wasn't like, you know, as a kid, you don't really know what you're doing. Like, this is not normal. Like, you shouldn't be doing this. So going from that to this big house, wearing uniform, riding a bus to school. I wasn't riding no bus to school. If you was riding a bus to school in New York where I was living, you was riding a city bus. And that ain't no trench story or nothing like that. I'm just saying, like, everything out here in Georgia just seems so organized. The grass was green. The uniforms was in unison. But the kids were choosing to be dumb. Y'all have ample opportunity. And then I sit here and I talk to these dudes now, and they like this, like, I'm talking about dudes that, like, I went to high school with, and they'll sit here and talk to me as if we from the trenches together. Brother, what? I didn't move out here and struggle. I never struggled out here until I was an adult, you know? But as a kid, when I knew you, I did not struggle. My dad didn't have me in no struggle out here. My pops, you know, I can't even say he struggled in Harlem. Now, I mean, like, we dealt with struggle, but my pops knew how to make the projects look luxury, you know? You didn't really, like, when I'm in my dad's apartment, you don't see crack everywhere or something crazy. Like, nah, my pops wasn't on that, you know? Did you see things? Did somebody get shot in front of my sister's daycare? Yes, these things were real life experiences. People throwing shit off of the freaking balcony and all that. Yeah, these are real life experiences. You watch dudes fight during a basketball game and somebody pull out a gun. These are real life experiences, yes. But here, my dad came up. That's why me and my wife, we getting ready to move to a very nice neighborhood, right? So keep watching my ads. We getting ready to move to a really nice neighborhood. And I just look at my son, like, as we went to go see the house and stuff, and he walking around, and I'm just looking at him, and it's a proud moment as a father, because I'm like, yo, my son is going to be able to say, yo, I grew up in a big house. Nothing is going to make me more mad than to see my son, give my son his life, and he act like he from the trenches. Brother, you got your mom, your dad, and we brought you to a place that neither of us come from. Neither of us come from this. We made this possible. Even having your dad and your mom in the house, like that is such an accomplishment. I remember the first time I seen that from a black family, I was baffled. Wait, your mom and your dad, they live in the same house? So you got your mom and your dad at your spot right now. No stepdad, no stepmom? You live with both of them. I was really perplexed. But I'm going to end this video here, man. Prison is not cool. Trying to live up to this weird-ass street image when these dudes is in the street lying to you, sit here telling you, yo, don't snitch. You got to do the time because that's what real niggas do. Put it in the songs just for a tape to come out to find out, nigga, you told everything, including your mama's middle name. And it's the very last thing I'm going to say. And I ain't going to shout out no artists or nothing like that, but listen, man. Some of y'all favorite artists be sitting here speaking real tough to y'all. And then they come out doing all these zesty ass dances, but still make it seem like I'm tough. Prison is the place to be. You know what I mean? I did my time. Yeah, you did your time, and what else? You did time and spent some time with Big Earl. You know what I mean? Be honest. Like these dudes is dancing with their stomachs. They coming out of prison dancing with their stomachs. Talking about toting Glocks. Like hands behind their back, like this, dancing with their stomachs, bro. And y'all follow after this stuff. And never question, like, wait a minute, was he doing that shit before? I'll leave that there. Anyways, y'all, it's been your boy, Ty Boogie. Now I want to hear from y'all. Now, I mean, do you have a little brother, now I mean, that be out here cutting up? You got a little sister, be out here cutting up? Send this video to them, all right? Have you done some time? What's some advice you could give somebody that is out here cutting up and they think jail or prison is something easy they can manage? How did you survive in prison or jail? What has your loved one told you about prison or jail? Tell us a story in the comment section below. I want to hear it. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, I'm going to end this video here. So like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, man. Like I say in all my videos, if you want to make some extra money just playing games on your phone, all you got to do, click the link in the description below or the link in the comment section below. These apps, they're literally paying people just to play games on your phone. It's crazy. Every time I think about it, now I mean, see if it's for you. Now I mean, if it's for you, it's for you. If it's not for you, it's not for you. But if you catch yourself making money, make your money. Until next time, y'all, it's been your boy, Ty Boogie. I'm out of here, man. Peace.